Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you beautiful people are well. I am doing okay. I think so. I'm good. Today I want to get into BTS at the AMAs, which is honestly so exciting on its own, but hearing them nominated is even better. I wanted to talk about celebrity reactions and even what Halsey's reaction might be, since there's a lot of people wondering. I also want to get into Jungkook being stopped at the AMAs and what people thought about that. So grab your dumpling, tea spilling mug merch, and let's jump into the tea. If you're new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified and some new video drops. And if you're a hater, let's be first to leave your hate comment. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also, and you'll be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The first thing that I wanted to get into was BTS's appearance at the AMAs. If you are unaware, BTS was nominated for 3 AMA awards on November 21st. They had flown to LA from Korea, I believe, a few days ago, and they must have been rehearsing for the show for the last few days or so. As they were not only nominated, they had 2 performances. One was their song Butter featuring Megan Thee Stallion, and the other is My Universe with Coldplay. They absolutely killed these performances, and I was totally freaking out a little bit. Seeing the hubbies really kill everyone in that venue and just the mass amount of armies that died, RIP. I did react to their performance on my Patreon, so if you're interested, go down in the description and check it out. There's also a Thanksgiving sale going on if you're interested. The internet was freaking out over these moments, and we're so excited to see not only BTS at this amazing award show, but see them perform in front of a live audience again, as they have spoken many times before that they have been dying to get back into live concerts again. There were so many celebrities at the AMAs and so many people that went up to BTS to get a photo and post about them. It was all very cute, and it's very refreshing to see American celebrities acknowledge Asian celebrities and welcome them here in America. They've been at the AMAs before, I believe, but BTS winning Artist of the Year this year is the first time any Asian singers ever done that. We very quickly saw a lot of celebrities react and cheer when BTS was giving their speeches, and even during BTS performances, all you could hear was constant cheering. It was interesting because we didn't necessarily get a reaction from some of the people that we expected to get a reaction from. People like Jimmy Fallon or Halsey, these are people who have been very open about how much they love BTS and support the transition that music is going through right now, and that inclusivity that music is going through. Halsey, during that night, it seemed like she wasn't invited to the AMAs, and she actually went ahead and attended a Harry Styles concert. And she was photographed at the venue and walking into the venue. And she even posted her outfit on Instagram of her getting ready to go. So I don't know if she was even invited to the AMAs this year, but I would not be surprised if she wasn't, because she was pregnant most of this year and all that stuff. I do think she has released music though, and maybe she should have been invited to the AMAs if she wasn't. But there were a lot of people messaging her and asking her to give her thoughts and reactions to BTS this year at the AMAs. She has reacted to BTS at the BBMAs before and has spoken about the inequality with BTS multiple times. So this being a step forward and in the right direction for Asians in music, people thought she would react too. I do think she reacted, and I do think she ultimately saw the performance and was emotional about it. Halsey is BTS's friend, and I think she cared very much about their success. One of the last times she was at the AMAs in 2019, she spoke about how these awards don't mean what you think they mean, and we shouldn't idolize them. I think she was referring to how winning an award doesn't define success, and it doesn't prove anything. For a lot of award shows like the Grammys and others are more largely based on the committees voting and less on what the population is voting for. Halsey continued her speech to talk about how the AMAs is very much largely based on the population and less on a specific committee of maybe just white people that wouldn't want an Asian group to succeed, allegedly. And Halsey has spoken about BTS not winning those awards before in a tweet and things like that as well. Halsey has spoken at the Zach Sang show before about how BTS often gets taken advantage of because of their strong fan base. Radio companies, award shows, and TV shows would often take advantage of them because they want more social media power, and they know how powerful BTS's fan base is and can help the TV show or radio further, or quote unquote get more clout. So I have no doubt that Halsey was watching, and she did have an emotional reaction. It's kind of hard to be watching all of this, knowing what she knows and knowing what she has spoken about, and not have a reaction. I don't think Halsey would not feel proud that the boys are finally getting what they deserve, and that the world is coming one step closer to finally accepting a group of people that should have never been shunned out to begin with. Meanwhile, singers like Luis Fonsi, Spanish singer for Despacito, had no problem getting radio play play here. Following BTS's career and every other Asian male K-pop act that entered the US market, even Psy, the singer for Gangnam Style, there's always been this huge pushback to refuse radio play of these songs. Gangnam Style and all of Psy's fun, quirky, jokey songs were played. My theory was always radio allowed this because people like to laugh at Psy. But Psy has meaningful songs. He has better songs. But those songs didn't get any radio play in America, and ultimately I assume was one of the reasons he decided to stop making comebacks in America and go back to Korea. Because I don't think Psy cared about being in America. I think he just wanted to make music and didn't want to deal with all this political stuff and racism. I am very excited to hopefully see what else BTS can accomplish this year or the following year. BTS did a live stream after the AMAs where the boys were celebrating having a drink and eating some food. And RM kind of gave a bit of a spoiler. J-Hope talked about how they hope to aim for winning the Grammy in 2022, and RM accidentally talked about how their video came out already, or I believe that was the translation. I think this means their video got accepted. Now, if you're unaware of how the Grammys work, the producers submit the music videos and songs to the Grammys, and they submit it for a chance at a nomination. Singers may or may not get it, obviously, but I think this was RM's way of saying they're nominated for 2022. And big spoiler, he immediately was like, oops. This wasn't the only thing during this live stream. Jungkook finally got to finish his sentence, a sentence that he was trying to say at the AMAs. So during the speech segment of the AMAs, BTS got a chance to thank everyone for all ARMY's hard work in voting for BTS and got to talk about how BTS is feeling lately. They kind of addressed the pandemic and how happy they are to see people live again. Jungkook got a moment to speak and he talked about how grateful he was, and then he said, we want to focus on. And then Jin grabbed Jungkook and pulled him away. People were wondering why he did that and what Jungkook was about to say. It does seem weird, like maybe Jin thought that Jungkook was going to spoil something like an album or music video, or Jin thought that Jungkook was going to say something inappropriate. There were two theories online. One of them is that. The other is when you're at these venues and you're on stage, there's a screen that is behind the audience. It can be used like a teleprompter. There will be words that show up, or it can be used as the staff's way of communicating with the person on stage. So if you ever notice an artist giving a speech and they're like, they're going to cut me off soon, but I just want to say blah, 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 blah. And you're wondering how they know they're being cut off? Because there's a big screen that says wrap it up, or sometimes does a countdown to when they will go to commercial. And you can see that here. There were ARMYs recording from another angle and you could see the big screen. Another theory I had, because I don't know how far along Jin or the other members of BTS's English skills are, my theory was that Jungkook was stuttering a lot, and I don't think he was giving spoilers. I think he had his speech memorized and what he wanted to say, he forgot, which is why he was stuttering. And Jin kind of grabbed him to get him out of there so he doesn't keep going, because at that moment, Jungkook needs a way out, a way to leave, right? He already started this speech and now he possibly forgot the words. He can't just walk away. He had to try to finish, but he forgot what he was going to say. So Jin rescued him. That's the way I saw it. People were assuming the worst things, and even others assumed that Jungkook was going to say, focus on our girlfriends. Not that them having girlfriends was the worst thing, but people had no idea what Jungkook was going to say, so they assumed he was about to admit something shocking or something like that, which focusing on girlfriends would for sure be quite shocking. Now back to the live stream BTS did after the AMAs. Jungkook finished his sentence and said, focus on enjoying happy moments. And then they later did cheers where they said, focus on ARMY. So we now know what exactly he was trying to say, and it simply did seem like he just forgot the words and maybe was a bit nervous. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it on the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving your comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check that out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so I do keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also recommend things you like to see over there. Currently, we do have over 400 videos that are already up on there that you'll have access to the moment you sign up. So if you're interested in checking that out, as well as being a part of the community over there, link is in the top description down below. There's also a video over there that kind of goes over how you can support this channel even more if you would like to do that. That video is on the front page. With that said, there's two videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those. I'll see you over there. Bye.